Hello, Mavericks. Ashley here, back with episode 59 of the Maverick Mompreneur podcast. Happy Thanksgiving week. I hope you and your family and friends had a wonderful Thanksgiving, if and however you celebrated it. My 6-year-old and I did absolutely nothing. We had plans to go out of town with friends and have a great old time, but then she came down with some sort of bug and was totally out of commission, and so we stayed home and didn't do a whole lot. But the important part was that she was with me for Thanksgiving, and that was wonderful. We got lots of snuggles and quality time and all of that good stuff. Also adding to that, Taylor has been with me the entire week, which has made it pretty near impossible to get the amount of work done that I had planned on because there are no opportunities for play dates given that she's sick, and so it's just been she and I sort of holed up. And so to kill two birds with one stone and deliver to you the information that I wanted to, this week's episode is a edited recording of a live video that I did about this time last year. Actually, no, I take that back. It was at the start of Q4, and I was going to record essentially the same content, but in a new podcast. And then I listened back to the old video and I thought, you know what? I'm not going to do it better than that. I explained exactly what the intentional personal growth and profit planning process is like. And so that's what this is going to be all about. It's basically my process for goal setting in areas of personal growth and also professional growth. And then an invitation for you to join this year's Masterclass, which is going to be held on December 7th and or by replay if you can't make December 7th happen to be on the Zoom Live. But it's very powerful every year, and it just sets you up for intentional growth for the coming year from the outset. And so I'm really excited about it. This podcast will give you some ideas for how to plan for growth in all the areas, regardless of whether you join the Masterclass or not. But if you would like to, I will leave a link to that in the show notes. It is only $111 as of right now, and that will increase to $222 on Cyber Monday because Maverick moves. Okay, let's get into it. I hope that you enjoy this, and I will chat with you next week. Hello, I'm Ashley Latimer. I just recently changed back to my maiden name, or I'm in the process of doing that. So if you see Samadani Latimer, same thing. I'm just going back to my maiden name. You guys are having a great week. I'm sorry for being a little bit late. If you got my email this morning, I planned to go live at 10:30, and then that just didn't happen. I wanted to chat with you about an upcoming masterclass that I'm doing. It will be available by replay, but I want to kind of give you the gist of what is in that masterclass and who it would be good for, so who should consider it and all of that, and just kind of walk you through my process of intentional profit and personal growth planning. I kind of added that part in because as it's turned out, when I was doing my business planning for 2021, it actually turned into the biggest year of personal growth, and now I'm super excited to lead other women through this exact same process because it's been the hands down most transformative, amazing year on a personal growth level, as well as the first year that I hit 6 figures. And we did that, I don't know, last month maybe. So still with like a quarter to spare. So this has been an amazing year, and I have a tried and true way of business planning that has made life so much less stressful, particularly in a year where I'm going through the process of a divorce and adjusting to single mom life, boarding myself solely, all of those things. So trust me, if you're like, oh my gosh, I can't take a minute to slow down and business plan and really set myself up for some good, solid growth, business-wise and personal-wise, you can, I promise. And it really does help anchor you. So how did I hit 6 figures within my personal brand? Well, first of all, if you're new around here, I'm all about multiple streams of income. So this wasn't from just coaching. This wasn't just from social retail. It wasn't just from Amazon. It wasn't just from course sales. It was a combination of a lot of different streams of income. And so I chose to, well, through the process I'm going to describe to you, I chose to balance things out during different quarters and work on different things and sell different things
And it just worked out really nicely. I worked about 20 hours per week, sometimes way less. I took out 2 months in the summer. So you can imagine this year has been a little bit crazy and stressful, but with this plan, I've been able to maintain inner peace and then also continue to profit in my business. And I look forward to really helping other people do this same thing in the years to come. Yes, multiple streams is gold. And it really is because who was saying multiple streams? I saw a meme the other day. It said multiple streams of income is the new self-care. And I'm pretty sure I reposted it, but I just thought that was so true. It really afforded for me in my life. As you know, life is freaking bonkers. There's always going to be something that comes up every now and then where you're like, oh my gosh, I am down for the count for this week or month or whatever it might be. Having multiple streams of income, especially passive streams of income as well as active, is truly self-care. It allows you to just take a little breather, take a little break, and also be able to focus on building up different streams strategically and not having all your eggs in one basket. I tell you, this is the life. And I love teaching other women how to do that in Influence, Impact, and Income Academy, which is now no longer after this quarter going to be live. But for some of you, that's going to be really good news because that course, that framework is my exact framework for multiple streams of income. And now it's self-paced. So you could go in there, you can go through it at your own pace. If you don't want to, learn how to do Amazon affiliate marketing or reward style, you don't want to do any of that, just go to the email marketing portion, kind of go through, click through, and build out what you would like. Self-paced and real cheap. So I have a link for that. If you're someone who is like, oh my gosh, I'm not even making money online, or I'd like to add another stream of income, but how? That is for sure the course for you. So multiple streams of income is how I hit 6 figures like last month within my business. That is definitely a factor. But what might surprise you is the focus that I had this year was actually not on making money. Like literally one would think, and I would think, and I even was talking to my own life coach, Krista, but I was talking to her, I'm like, I don't know what my problem is. I literally don't care about making money. Of course, everyone, you need to support yourself, but my focus really has been on different things. But I feel like that's why I've had the year that I've had. And I know it sounds a little kind of woo-woo or out there, but truly what I focused on this year are the other areas of life, things like self-love and self-care, things like really nurturing the relationships that are safe and good in my life and focusing on surrounding myself with those people, thinking about what have been the times in my life where I felt most at peace and most inspired, and adding in those things into my weekly schedule strategically, all of these different categories. And I'm looking at this is one of the intentional profit planning worksheets. And we actually, in the class, in the masterclass, we go through these 8 different categories. So we start out the masterclass. I do this every quarter and then annually. So we go through, we do some journaling all together or individually if you're not on the Zoom. Go through and do some journaling prompts to really get you into that best life mode. Envision what is your lifestyle by design, because the way that I like to work with my clients and with my own self is looking at what is the quality of life that you want. How many hours do you want to be working? And backward map from there, so that by the time you design this business of yours, because there's no one business model, mine's gonna look different than yours and yours and yours, but by the time you design a business and as you build that up, you are building it to support your ideal lifestyle. I promise you, if you do it the other way around, because I have, it doesn't feel good. So if you focus on making money, you focus on building your business and not the other way around, growing yourself, setting yourself up to have the lifestyle for your family and yourself that you want while building your business, the opposite is nasty. Don't do it. Very much 0 out of 10 recommend doing it that way. So the categories that we go over once we've done our journaling prompts, I need to update these a little bit from last quarter, but we'll probably do some of the same ones. We do talk about income goals. So we talk about your income goal for the quarter. We look back and see, there's a little bit of pre-work. We look back and see, okay, so what were your sources of income from last quarter? So whether that's your 9-to-5 job, whether that's from, Amazon affiliates, whether that's network marketing or a combination, we look at that and then we set goals accordingly. Okay. And then when we do the annual session is like 3 hours long. So we're going to do that in December. It's going to be epic. In the masterclass now that regularly check in, energy-wise, I'm feeling really, really, really strongly about this part of my business, this intentional profit planning, because it's more than planning for profit. So like I said, we do go over your monthly income goals. How are you going to get there? What are you going to work on? What are you going to focus on? But more importantly, we focus on other areas like relationships. So setting particular goals for yourself for relationships. So I could share with you mine for this year were healing, self-love, and not compromising on boundaries. So that's kind of big, but those are the things that we check in on and with ourselves, as well as our income goals, because business is unpredictable sometimes. As much as we want to plan for profits, business, network marketing, whatever industry, this is non-industry specific. It's up and down. It's a little bit unpredictable. Yes, you can do things to control your income to a certain extent, but things happen. And so the most important thing you can do is to build that security and that stability within yourself so that you have an off month or things just are not going as planned at all, that you're still stable where it counts, which is internally. Money can always be made. Where there's a will, there's a way. Yes, I can show you how to do that too, but more importantly, what I want to do is pour into women who really want to learn how to make that solid foundation within and then build around that, right? So we've got relationship goals, friendship goals, because the people we surround ourselves with is paramount. Get rid of the toxic people, get rid of those who are not elevating you. You have to cut everyone off, but you really want to think about how are you pouring into those friendships? Who are you surrounding yourself with, and really focusing on that. Boundaries. So we talk about a boundary goal in general, because boundaries are everything. They're for ourselves. They're to protect our energy, and we want to preserve that energy for our people who really deserve it, right? And so we talk about boundaries goals, giving goals. So yes, we want to make money, but what is the larger purpose? So what would you ideally want to do when it comes to giving? So we talk about that. Growth. So personal growth for me, it was, reading a certain number of like personal or spiritual development books, and then also health and wellness. So it's a real holistic approach to profit planning, but I truly feel like profit is going to come and it's going to feel good if you focus on the other things, okay? And sometimes we get it backwards, and I've done that, but it doesn't feel good. And I'm all about teaching ladypreneurs, mompreneurs how to build six-figure businesses in a way that actually feels good and aligned. No hustling unless that feels good to you. No doing icky things or things that don't fit with your personality or don't fit with your family's lifestyle. We're not doing that. There's way too many ways nowadays online to build without all of that, okay? So I want to help you to build a business in a way that feels good. So if you would like to do that and you would like to do some intentional profit and personal growth planning, masterclass, like the 3-hour total setting you up for personal and professional success, this has anchored me so much, like, because I'll get all these ideas. I'm like, I want to do this and I want to do that. And then I'll say, wait a minute, but what was my plan? Because I was real strategic about that. I thought through it. I was in the zone. I was in my best life zone when I planned this out. And a lot of times I'll go back to it and like, no, I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm not launching the podcast until Q4. I'm okay. I don't need to be working on that right now. So I always know, what am I running? What am I working on? What am I selling? Where am I at with self-care? Where am I at with personal development? It's great. If you have questions, let me know. I'll send out an email with some similar information, breaking it down. But if you have specific questions on what it is, let me know. It's not industry specific. So literally you could do this with your 9-to-5 job. Like, it doesn't really matter where your income is coming from, because it's not really about the income. It's about you and growing you. Sorry, not sorry. It's going to be really fun. It's going to be so good. Ready to rock with it. So love you guys, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Thank you so much for listening to the podcast. My goal is to help as many women in business online as possible to build strong, powerful, aligned, and profitable personal brands. The best way to show you appreciate this content is to screenshot and share on your social media or share with your team. Actually, even better would be to also leave a review for the podcast on whichever platform you're listening on. If you are looking for any additional support, you can always reach me via email at hello@elevatedwithashley.com. You can DM me on Instagram at Ashley R. Latimer, or join us in the free Elevate Academy for brand building, maverick marketers, and mompreneurs Facebook community. Can't wait to chat with you next week.